Starving or not, if you're over 70, I urge you don't eat these 5 foods. They may be in your pantry right now. They may look harmless, but they are slowly, quietly doing damage. The kind of damage that doesn't scream, but whispers until it's too late. Most people don't even realize it. But today you will. Maybe you're in a new season of life. Maybe the children are grown, the job is done, and the house is quiet now. Maybe you've buried dreams, or a marriage, or a part of yourself. You might be looking around, thinking, what now? You're not alone. I see you. I speak to you. This channel, this moment, this message, it's for you. Not the you that life has battered, but the you who's ready to rise again, to live well, to live longer. You've walked through fire. You've known heartbreak, grief, change. And now it's time to protect what's still yours. Your health, your peace, your body. Let me be clear. I'm not here to scare you. I'm not here to overwhelm you with medical jargon or to preach from a pedestal. I'm here because I care. I'm here because someone needs to say this out loud. The food industry doesn't care about you. Supermarket shelves aren't built for people over 70. They're built for profit. And many of the foods you've trusted for decades, they've changed. The ingredients, the chemicals, the processing, it's not the same. Your body has changed too. It's more sensitive now, more vulnerable. The foods I'll talk about today, they're everywhere. They're normal, but they're not harmless. Not for you. Not anymore. And knowing this, truly knowing it, could be the difference between a sluggish decline and a vibrant, empowered future. So stay with me. This conversation could be the one that changes everything. Food number 1, processed meats. The deli slices, the hot dogs, the sausages, the bacon that smells so good in the morning it feels like a hug from your childhood. But under all that taste, all that convenience, there's a darker truth. Processed meats are loaded with nitrates and sodium, chemical preservatives designed to extend shelf life, enhance flavor, and make the meat look fresher than it really is. But your body isn't what it was at 30 or 40. At 70 and beyond, your systems are more sensitive. Your kidneys don't flush out sodium the way they used to. Your heart doesn't appreciate the extra strain. And nitrates? Over time, they can convert into nitrosamines, compounds that have been linked to increased cancer risk, particularly in the stomach and colon. These aren't rare studies. These aren't fringe ideas. The science is clear, and yet the products stay on the shelves. Let me tell you about James. He's 74. For years, James had a habit. Every day around noon, he made himself a sandwich. White bread, a thick layer of deli turkey, a slice of processed cheese, a little mayo, and maybe a few pickles if he was feeling fancy. He thought he was eating light. He thought he was doing well by avoiding fast food. But after a sudden spike in blood pressure and a frightening trip to the ER, James learned the truth. His sodium levels were off the charts. His heart was working too hard. His doctor asked him to start tracking what he ate, and that sandwich? That seemingly innocent daily ritual? It was a major culprit. James made a change. He didn't give up sandwiches, he just changed what went inside them. Grilled chicken instead of processed turkey. A spread made from mashed avocado instead of mayo. He added spinach, sliced tomatoes, swapped out the white bread for whole grain. Within 2 months, his blood pressure was back to a safer range. He didn't just feel better, he felt lighter, more energized, clearer in the mind. And you can too. There are alternatives. You're not being asked to give up flavor, or warmth, or comfort. Just the danger disguised as convenience. Lentil patties are hearty and rich in fiber. Grilled salmon or mackerel bring omega-3s that actually protect your heart. Even plant-based options, when made from whole ingredients, can give you that savory satisfaction without the chemical storm. Think of your plate as a crossroads. Every meal is a choice toward life or away from it. Look at the before and after. The bloated fingers, the sluggish mornings, the brain fog that creeps in after eating a sodium-laced lunch, and then picture the clarity that comes from whole foods. The strength in your steps. The confidence that comes from knowing you're finally eating for your future, not your past. No one is perfect, but you don't have to be perfect to start healing. You just have to be aware. You just have to care enough to begin. Food number 2, sugary beverages. Sugary beverages. And I know what you might be thinking, come on, it's just a soda. Just a glass of sweet iced tea. I've been drinking these my whole life. But let me stop you right there. Think it's just a soda? Think again. These drinks are wolves in sheep's clothing. The sugar content alone, sometimes 10 teaspoons in a single can wreak havoc on your system. And when you're over 70, your body doesn't process sugar the same way it used to. Your cells become more resistant to insulin. Your pancreas has to work harder. Your blood sugar spikes faster. That fizzy drink may feel refreshing in the moment, but what it's doing to your body behind the scenes, that's the part that's silently working against you. High sugar beverages are directly linked to type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, and even fatty liver disease. And it doesn't stop there. They increase your risk of heart disease, stroke, and contribute to inflammation. One of the leading causes of chronic pain and age-related decline, all from something you drink in under 5 minutes. Let me introduce you to Margaret. She's 71, lively, sharp, and funny as ever, but for years she drank 2 sodas a day. She didn't think much of it. It was her treat, her little break in the day. But her energy was tanking. Her joints ached. Her blood pressure climbed higher with each visit to the doctor. When she was finally told she was pre-diabetic, Margaret got scared. And sometimes that's what it takes. Not a statistic, not a warning label, but a real moment of this is happening to me. She made a choice. Just one. She gave up soda, not forever, not with some grand ceremony. Just for 3 weeks. And in that short time, something incredible happened. Her blood pressure dropped. The bloating in her stomach faded. She said she could feel her body settling down like a storm that had finally passed. Her sleep improved. Her mind felt clearer. That one change rippled out into every part of her day. You don't need soda. You don't need sugar-laden juices or those diet drinks that sneak in artificial sweeteners your body still struggles to process. What you do need is hydration that heals. Try infused water, slice up some cucumber, add lemon, a sprig of mint. Let it chill. It feels like a spa day in a glass. Or herbal teas, warm and calming with benefits for digestion, sleep, and stress. Even homemade fruit-based drinks using blended berries or watermelon with a splash of lime can refresh you without the sugar crash. At 70, your body is speaking to you more clearly than ever. It tells you what hurts, what helps, what heals. All you have to do is listen. And when you do, even something as small as changing what you drink can feel like reclaiming a part of yourself you thought was lost. Food number 3, deep-fried foods. Smell alone can bring back memories of carnivals, holidays, or Sunday dinners. But for those over 70, deep-fried foods aren't just indulgent, they're dangerous. Yes, even once in a while can build up damage over time. Think about what deep frying does. Foods are submerged in hot oil, often reused oil, which oxidizes and fills the food with trans fats and advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. Those might sound like science terms you can ignore, but let me break it down plainly. These compounds don't just affect your waistline. They affect your bloodstream, your joints, your memory, your heart. They raise LDL cholesterol, the bad kind, and lower HDL, the good kind. That imbalance clogs arteries, triggers inflammation, and puts unnecessary stress on your entire circulatory system. And the worst part? You often can't see the damage happening until it's done. Let's picture this together, a model of an artery. First, it's clear, blood flows easily like a gentle stream. But then comes the buildup, a bit of fried chicken here, a basket of fries there, and over time, tiny plaques form. Not enough to cause pain right away, but enough to slow the blood, to narrow the passage. Enough to make your heart work harder with every beat. Enough to silently bring you closer to a heart attack or stroke. And it's not just your heart at risk. Studies are now showing clear links between high consumption of fried foods and cognitive decline. That's right. Fried foods aren't just hurting your body. They're impacting your brain. Memory lapses, foggy thinking, even a higher risk of dementia. All connected to what you put in your mouth. Now I get it. You don't want to give up the comfort of crunch. You don't have to. You just have to change the way you get it. Let's talk about swaps. Ever tried oven-baked sweet potato wedges? They're crisp on the outside, soft on the inside, and naturally sweet, without the greasy aftertaste. Or try air frying your favorites. You'll get that golden finish, that satisfying bite, without submerging your food in oil. Want even more flavor? Season boldly. Use smoked paprika, garlic powder, rosemary, even a splash of vinegar to punch up the taste without adding harm. It's not about giving up joy. It's about redefining it. You deserve food that loves you back. You've come too far to let something as small as oil undo the strength you've built. Let the change begin in your kitchen. Let your meals be the medicine. Let your plate reflect not just what tastes good, but what feels good in your joints, in your breath, in your sleep, in your smile. And remember, it's not about never, it's about less. About knowing the cost of that crunch and choosing something better. Because you're not here to decline. You're here to thrive. Food number 4, white bread and refined carbs. A staple at every table in every grocery aisle. White bread. And more broadly, refined carbohydrates. At a glance, they don't look dangerous. They're soft, convenient. They toast up beautifully. But beneath that golden crust is a food that your body, especially after 70, struggles to process without consequences. Here's what happens. When you eat white bread, or foods made with refined flours like crackers, pastries, or many box cereals, it's like pouring sugar directly into your bloodstream. These foods are stripped of fiber, stripped of nutrients, and digested incredibly fast. That means your blood sugar spikes and just as quickly crashes. You feel that crash in your energy, in your mood, in that sudden fog that settles over your thoughts. You might feel tired after lunch, irritable mid-morning, or restless in the evening. And that's not just fatigue, it's your body reacting to a flood of glucose without the buffer of fiber to slow it down. This constant spike and crash cycle wears on your system. It increases your risk of type 2 diabetes, contributes to inflammation, and over time, it dulls your mental clarity. You might find yourself forgetting names, losing your train of thought, or just feeling a little slower than you used to. But here's the truth, it's not just age. It's also what you're feeding your brain. Let me tell you about John. He's 73. For years, he had toast every morning, white bread, a little butter, sometimes jam. He didn't think twice about it. But over time, he noticed something unsettling. He felt slower. He lost focus during conversations. Reading became harder. His energy crashed by noon and coffee stopped doing the trick. His doctor recommended a simple dietary shift, cut the refined carbs and bring in whole grains. So John made a change. He swapped his white bread for sprouted grain bread, dense, earthy, full of fiber. He started his mornings with oatmeal, topped with blueberries and a sprinkle of flaxseed. He added quinoa to his lunches and switched to brown rice at dinner. And in just a few weeks, John noticed the difference. He didn't just feel more energized, he felt sharper. He described it like waking up from a long nap he didn't know he'd been taking. He could focus again. His moods were more stable. His body felt more in sync with his mind. That shift didn't just change his meals, it changed his day. You can have that too. You don't have to say goodbye to comfort food, You just need to meet it halfway. Whole grain bread brings texture and satisfaction, with fiber to support your digestion and stabilize your blood sugar. Oatmeal isn't just a warm breakfast. It's a powerhouse of nutrients, with beta-glucans that support heart health and keep you full for hours. Add seeds, nuts, fresh fruit. Build flavor. Build strength. When you eat refined carbs, you're giving your body empty promises, fast energy, followed by a crash. But when you choose whole grains, you're giving your body steady support. You're feeding your future. You're giving your brain the clarity it's asking for. Because at this stage in life, every bite matters. Not in a fearful way, but in a powerful way. You get to choose the kind of fuel you run on. You get to choose how sharp your mind feels, how steady your day flows. And the best part? The difference is real. It's felt. And it begins with the bread you reach for next. Food number 5, excessive salt. Let's be clear. Our bodies do need some sodium. It helps with nerve function, muscle contractions, and fluid balance. But the amount we need is tiny, far less than what most of us are consuming. And the older we get, the more sensitive our bodies become to it. Here's what happens when you consume too much salt. It raises your blood pressure by holding on to excess water. That water increases the volume of blood in your arteries, forcing your heart to work harder with every beat. Over time, this constant pressure damages the blood vessels, leading to hypertension, what doctors often call the silent killer. And it doesn't stop there. High sodium intake can strain your kidneys, which are already working hard to filter waste from your body. It can cause fluid buildup, leading to swelling in your legs, ankles, and hands. Can leave you feeling bloated, heavy, and sluggish. And here's the kicker. You might not even realize it's happening. Because the damage salt does is quiet. There's no loud alarm, no instant reaction, just a slow, steady erosion of your health. Now, some will say, but I need flavor. And you're absolutely right. Food should be enjoyable. It should be vibrant and comforting and full of life. But here's the truth. More salt doesn't mean more flavor. It just means more stress on your body. Let me give you a few simple ways to keep your meals flavorful without overloading them with sodium. Start with herbs. Fresh or dried. Rosemary, thyme, oregano, basil, these add depth and aroma. Use garlic and onions generously. Add a splash of citrus like lemon or lime to brighten a dish. Don't underestimate the power of pepper, cumin, paprika, or a little dash of vinegar. These are tools that wake up the palate without putting your health at risk. If you're buying canned goods, rinse them. If you're reading labels, aim for low sodium or no salt added. Gradually reduce the salt you use when cooking. Your taste buds will adjust. They always do. And trust me, flavor doesn't live in the salt shaker. It lives in the care you put into your meals. In the color, the texture, the aroma. In the ingredients you choose and the intention behind them. You deserve meals that nourish, meals that heal, meals that support your journey forward. This isn't about living in fear of food. It's about being aware. It's about giving your body a break from the silent stressors that accumulate over decades. Salt in excess is one of those. But awareness gives you the power to change, and every small change adds up. So before you reach for that extra sprinkle, ask yourself, is it flavor I want, or is it wellness? Because after everything you've been through, after the heartbreaks, the new beginnings, the rediscovering of who you are, your body deserves peace. Not pressure. Not strain. Peace. And that peace can begin with something as simple as choosing a little less salt. So, now that we've walked through those 5 dangerous foods, you might be wondering, why does it all hit harder after 70? Why do the foods you used to enjoy without a second thought suddenly feel like they're turning against you? Let's sit with that for a minute. Your body, your incredible, resilient, beautiful body, has been carrying you for decades. It's survived stress, joy, late nights, fast food, and heartbreak. But as the years go on, things begin to change. Quietly. Gradually. The digestive system slows down. The stomach produces less acid, which makes it harder to break down food and absorb nutrients. That means your body might not be getting the vitamins and minerals it needs, even if you're eating enough. Have you noticed you feel full faster now? Or maybe the opposite, you eat but still feel hungry? That's your digestion trying to adapt. You may feel bloated more easily or notice certain foods just don't sit right anymore. This isn't just random. It's part of the body's natural transition, but it can be supported. And your metabolism? It doesn't sprint like it used to. Even if you're walking, gardening, staying active, it's slower. Your body needs less energy, so if you're still eating like you did at 50, those extra calories start to store. Not as fuel, but as weight. And with that comes strain on your joints, your heart, your energy. The kidneys and liver, too, are working overtime. They've filtered thousands of meals, millions of drinks, every medication, every toxin. After 70, they're less efficient. That means they struggle to remove excess sodium, sugar, and fat as effectively. So when you eat heavily processed or salty foods, the burden is real. It's not dramatic to say your organs need a break. That's why what you eat now matters more than ever. Not just to survive, but to thrive. Let's talk about those nutritional shifts. Your body's cravings change, but the food industry doesn't. It still markets sugar, salt, and fat like we're all 25 and invincible. But you're wiser now, and your body wants different things. It wants fiber to keep digestion moving, to keep your blood sugar balanced. It wants antioxidants to fight inflammation, protect your brain, your heart, your cells. It wants hydration because aging cells dry out faster and dehydration can creep in without you even feeling thirsty. Think about it. Have you ever felt dizzy or lightheaded and just chalked it up to age? Sometimes it's just dehydration. But soda and coffee don't hydrate. They mask it. Your body is asking for water, for minerals, for simplicity. And you can give it that. Now, let's go deeper into something we don't talk about enough. Why we eat what we eat, especially after big life changes. Because it's not just about nutrition. It's about emotion. It's about habits, memory, comfort. Maybe you've lost someone. Maybe you're alone now when you weren't before. Maybe retirement hit and the structure of daily life disappeared. And suddenly that bowl of ice cream at 9 p.m.? It feels like company. That extra slice of bread? It feels like relief. We don't always eat because we're hungry. We eat because we're hurting. Because it's quiet. Because something is missing. And listen, there's no shame in that. Food is emotional. It's tied to love, to culture, to memory. But the same food that comforts you in the moment can silently hurt you over time. Especially the processed kind. The sugary kind. The high-sodium, deep-fried kind. Here's what I want to offer you, new comfort. Comfort that supports you instead of breaking you down. Comfort that brings clarity instead of fog. You're not giving something up, you're reclaiming control. And believe me, it's never too late. I've seen it with my own eyes. People in their 70s, 80s, even 90s, making simple changes and transforming their lives. Like Lorraine, who swapped her nightly chips for roasted chickpeas and started sleeping better. Or Ben, who began adding berries and nuts to his breakfast and felt more focused throughout the day. Start small. One meal. One swap. Try oatmeal instead of sugary cereal. Add spinach to your sandwich. Replace soda with cucumber mint water. You don't have to change everything overnight, but you can start tonight. And don't do it alone. Talk to your doctor. Ask for support. Share this video with someone who might need it too. This journey is yours, but you're never walking it solo. Every bite is a choice. And every choice is a message to your body. I care. I'm still growing. I still matter. So yes, after 70, the rules change. But the power? It's still yours. And it starts right there, on your plate. I've read every comment, every message, every story you've shared. And some of them stay with me long after the camera turns off. There was Anne from North Carolina, she's 73. She wrote in and said she used to eat frozen dinners every night because it was easy. No dishes, no cooking. But after watching one of our videos, she started prepping simple soups on Sundays. She sent me a photo, lentil and spinach soup in mason jars, lined up in her fridge like little jars of self-care. She said, I haven't felt this good in years. Not because she did something extreme, but because she made a choice to take her health back one spoonful at a time. Then there's Tony. He's 76 and lives alone in Arizona. He was diagnosed with pre-diabetes and didn't know what to do. Said he was scared. After one video on sugar, he swapped out his evening sweet tea for cinnamon hibiscus herbal tea. Within a month, he dropped 6 pounds and said his energy felt brighter. Not younger, brighter. That's a word I don't hear often from men his age. But he used it and I won't forget it. And yes, I've seen it in my own family. My uncle was a stubborn man, full of stories and full of fried food. After a scare in his late 60s, he finally listened. We started walking together. Swapped his bacon with avocado. Added a little turmeric to his soups. He didn't become a health nut, he just made space for better choices. And I swear, he smiled more. Now, I know a lot of you still have questions. I get them all the time. Is it okay to eat eggs? The short answer, yes, in moderation. Eggs are rich in protein and nutrients. Just don't drown them in butter or salt. Boiled, poached, even scrambled with a little olive oil, those are still great options. What if I'm just craving comfort food? That one hits home. Look, we all crave comfort. The key is shifting what comfort looks like. Maybe it's mashed sweet potatoes instead of fries, or warm banana oats instead of pastries. You don't have to punish yourself to be healthy. You just need to realign your habits with what your body truly needs. Another common one, what if I already have high blood pressure? Is it too late? Absolutely not. The body is always looking for balance. It wants to heal. Start with hydration. Move more. Cut back on sodium gradually. Every little choice helps your body recalibrate. And I hear this one a lot too, I don't want to give up everything I love. Good. Because you don't have to. This isn't about deprivation. It's about elevation. Letting go of what harms and holding on to what heals. You can still love your food and have it love you back. Now, before we wrap this up, I want to say something from the heart. You've survived the storm. You've lived through heartbreaks, goodbyes, reinventions. You've carried more than most people will ever understand. And you're still here, still searching, still growing. You deserve a life that's not just long but vibrant. One with clarity, with strength, with peace. And yes, that starts with the choices you make in the quiet moments, in your kitchen, at your table, in your grocery cart. This video isn't about guilt. It's about power. About giving you the knowledge to make choices that align with the incredible life you still have ahead. So tonight, or tomorrow morning, or next week, when you reach for something to eat, I hope you hear my voice. Not judging, just reminding. You matter. Your life matters. And it's never too late to nourish it. You're not alone. You're part of this community now, and we're just getting started. If this helped you, like this video and subscribe for more. Comment below. Have you tried cutting out any of these foods?